holidays are really the gift that keeps on giving, because December is the most common month of the year for people to make babies. Which means that it's time to learn 7 kind of really weird facts about babies. I know that December is the most common month for conception. In 2006, a Harvard researcher compiled a ton of birthday data and highlighted September 16th as the most common birthday in the United States. So you do the math. All of this means that in September, a lot of expectant mothers are walking around with babies that will be born and be really weird when they first come out, because of things like number 7. Babies are born with 300 bones, whereas adults have 204 bones. Newborns, for instance, don't have things like kneecaps. They don't have cartilage that has fused those bones together. So as they get older, all those extra bones actually just become larger bones. Let's move from the inside to the outside and talk about the covering of fur that a lot of babies are born with. Fetal fur is my name for the clinical term lanugo, the covering of soft, downy hair or fur-like hair that develops on fetuses. Usually, lanugo will drop off during the gestation period, and another type of hair called vellus hair will take its place. Babies that are born a little bit early, they will actually be covered with this lanugo. Counting down to number 5 on our list. This isn't exactly gross, but definitely weird. Baby poop don't smell. The newborn's intestinal systems have not colonized enough bacteria to give its poop some stank. Once you move that baby onto solid food, welcome to Stinksville, folks. Now, number 4, I don't have a scientific explanation for, but there is plenty of anecdotal evidence to confirm that, you know what? Babies often sleep with their eyes open. Their eyes are still developing and their vision is very limited in the first few weeks. They can't see too far in front of them in sharp details. They can probably just kind of fade out because everything's a bit of a blur. Are you awake? Now, number 3 on our list is baby lactation. It is not uncommon for babies, both male and female, to excrete some milk from their baby nipples in the first few weeks. The milk that comes out is called witch's milk because in olden times, people didn't know very much about medicine. Right before birth, there is a surge of hormones in the mother's body, and one hormone in particular, prolactin, and this is the hormone that sets off the lactation effect in those mothers' breasts. That almost newborn also gets washed in those hormones, which means that breast milk triggering hormone prolactin can also trigger breast milk production in little bambinos. Now, number 2 on the list is something called fetus and fetu, and yes, it's kind of gross. Fetus and fetu essentially means one fetus in the womb overtaking another fetus. Whereas fraternal twins, or the twins that don't look exactly alike, are the product of 2 separate eggs being fertilized inside a woman's womb. Identical twins, or the ones that look exactly alike, come from the same egg that is fertilized and then separates. But that separation doesn't always go so smoothly, and in very rare cases, around 1 in 500,000, one fetus actually absorbs the other and acts as a parasite. You come out with one baby that might have one tumor-like growth on it that contains the materials of its old twin. Doctors will usually catch and remove that growth, called a teratoma, by around 18 months. So there's a good chance that you aren't walking around with a bunch of twin cells and teeth inside of you. For number 1 on the list, some people might think this is gross, but it is simply a fact of life. Babies masturbate. Not in any kind of sexual or erotic way, obviously, but doctors say it is highly common for babies to touch and explore their genitals, and there is nothing wrong with it. We might be a little freaked out as adults thinking about that kind of connotation, but remember, it's not sexual whatsoever, but just a baby being like, oh, I'm totally, a totally new thing. What are all my parts? We were all once strange newborn creatures. Well, what do you think? What kind of weird and icky things about newborns did I leave off? Because I didn't even mention cradle cap and soft spots.